Hello Scorpio, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. First half relationship, second half singles. Oracle cards come out where necessary. I'll put it down if I need it. I'll come back to it. I'm not really sure about that last one. Alright, so Scorpio. Now, this seems to be where you're starting from. This situation, very good situation, feeling happy, feeling very content and connected with your partner. Is that correct? Yeah, okay, good. Now, this is where it starts, but the challenge I'm noticing is your Ace of Swords. You have ideas, you're moving forward, spontaneous change. Why am I getting correction? Spontaneous correction? What's a spontaneous correction? I feel like everything's good with this relationship, but like something catches your eye that you don't think is right, so you move quickly to correct it. Seems interesting. Okay. Now, something you don't like, you're changing. Just, you're like, oh, that's not right. You're fixing it. Seems simple enough. I feel like that's the big challenge of this. It seems simple. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but I'm getting to you, it doesn't seem like a big deal. It seems like a simple correction. Spontaneous, just because it catches your eye, but you're like, well, I didn't know about it before now. I saw it, so I fixed it. That is where, see, that's where the other side, the other side, I feel like this is coming from that spontaneous correction. The other side doesn't seem to like it, first off. I don't feel like it's a major thing, though. Like, I don't feel like it's like you changed where you're living or anything like that, or like sold your car and bought a new one. I don't think. But you might have like rearranged furniture or just like started paying a bill online instead of paper bill. Something like that. I don't feel like it's a big deal, but your partner seems to be. Now, I'm kind of, to be fair, I am connecting through the side of a Scorpio, because I'm feeling like to you it's like this is really no big deal. It's like to you it's minimal. To them though, they're not happy. They're feeling like this is, to them it's like a challenge, like things that are out of place. They don't feel comfortable. Like if it's, for example, you move the living room around, they feel like things are out of place. They feel uncomfortable. They liked it the way it was. This seems really simple to start. But I'm also getting like, there's more to this. To you, a simple correction. To them, they had different ideas. Now, what does this mean? For example, like with the moving the furniture around, like if you're moving around the living room, I'm getting they wanted to do something else. Almost like they wanted to get different furniture. They wanted to buy more furniture. But what you did seems to have alleviated the situation. It's almost like what you did took care of the problem, and now they don't have the ability to do that. Like you started paying a bill online instead of paper bill, but they wanted to change companies. But they were thinking about it, but they weren't moving on it. This seems weird to me. This seems strange. Because I'm also getting big happy changes here. Like, I'm getting they have other ideas about what they wanted to happen. But to you, this feels minimal. Even though that's the Ace of Swords, I'm getting like it's a spontaneous correction is what it feels like on your side. They're seeing it, though, that it's derailing what they want to do. I don't feel like that's the truth of the situation. I apologize for my voice. It's a little out of whack, but it's been a couple days and it's not coming back, so I want to make sure I get these done and not just skip this section. Excuse me. I'm getting like they had other ideas they didn't vocalize yet. To them, you're derailing something that they wanted to do, that they didn't tell you about. To you, it's a minimal thing. And they're telling me, like, when I'm using the bill or the living room moving around thing, it's just a reference. I don't feel like that, well, it could be, but I feel like it's just like a reference to like how minimal it is to you. Like moving furniture around in a living room, like I can move it back. It's like, what's the big deal? Switching to pay online instead of paying paper bill, you're like, it was a simple change. I can just call and have it changed back. Like, what's the big deal? To you, I feel like it's something like that, where it's very minimal to you. To them, it's like you're derailing what they originally planned. Like they wanted to change companies, or they wanted to buy furniture, not move furniture around. And almost like by you doing this, to them, it's like you're alleviating the problem, so they don't have a reason to make the change they wanted to make. I'm getting also, what makes it worse is like I feel like they're really in a bad place about this. Like the devil card with the situation will improve. I'm getting they're kind of upset about it. Like they really, to them, you've really just thrown it all off. They can't have what they want now. I don't know. It's going to improve though, because I feel like they're going to come forward with what they actually wanted. That's the situation will improve. Like you will at some point realize why they're having this reaction, because I still feel like you're looking at it. Like even with the Four of Swords, like this is where you go in the future. You're just kind of like, you don't understand why they're reacting this way. To you, it's out of place. It's like you don't get it. It doesn't really make sense to you. Like they seem to be having a really bad reaction to something very minimal. To you, it doesn't make sense. And they seem to be holding to it. Like the King of Pentacles, they're holding to it. And the question is like, is this coming forward, or are they just kind of like stuffing it down? I feel like they're still unhappy about it going forward, and you're aware of it, but they're not really telling you why. Maybe that's the point of this reading for you, to realize they had other plans, and they're just feeling like because you made this change that their plans have been stopped. Like they can't do that now, which I feel like if you knew what they were planning, you'd be like, we can still do that. Yeah, I moved the furniture around, but we can still buy new furniture if you want to. Like, I don't understand how me moving the furniture has derailed this. I'm still getting, on your side, it seems very minimal and not matching. On their side, it's like you took away their reasoning for making that purchase or change. It seems really strange. Is this really, they're telling me this is going everything? Okay. Now, I am getting after a while, are they going to communicate? Because they're saying after a while what they want to do. So we're going to use that furniture thing again, if I haven't beat that to death yet. So they're finally telling you, actually, instead of moving things around, I'd rather have it the way it was, but just new furniture. Or different furniture. Or I wanted to get rid of that ottoman and that chair and just put a couch there. Like, they're telling you what they wanted. They are doing that. Now, I'm getting this coming forth to your side, and I don't feel like you think it's the right time. You're thinking, we have other things we have to do right now. It can be on the list, but not right now. Not at this time. Not the right time is what that card says. But but you're like, well, we can shelve that for now. We can do that maybe at some point, but for right now, that's not really a good idea. We have other things we have to use that money for example. Did I spit out my card? This is disgusting. This is not yet. This is. All right, now. These two come in at the same time. They're pushing for this change, the Knight of Swords. You're willing to do it, but not right now. So the Knight of Pentacles is like, yeah, we could go that direction, but we're going to have to take it a little slower. We're going to have to plan it out. I almost feel like you're saying, we have to save up a little bit or something. We have to wait till after so-and-so. I don't really want to say plan. It doesn't feel like that hits right. More in the sense of like, we have to wait until. That feels like more of the right thing to say here. Like, we have to wait until the holidays are over. We have to wait until we get our tax money back. We have to wait until whatever it might be. I feel like that's what you're saying with the Knight of Pentacles. Like, you know what? We can keep going in that direction, but it's not going to happen right now. We can work towards it. Once this happens, then maybe that can happen. And they're kind of trying to push for it, but you're like, no, no, we got to do this stuff first. Now, okay. The star card on their side is like, I feel like this is kind of alleviating things because they're seeing like they can get what they want after a while. I'm getting like part of the whole thing about you making this change is making it more livable for the now. This spontaneous correction, you made it livable for now. You made the situation sustainable for now. And I feel like that's where this all threw things off because they were going to use that as leverage to try to convince you to do this change now, like buy the furniture. They were going to convince you to do that now because the situation didn't seem livable. But you did some minor spontaneous correction, and now it's not as dire need as it was before. But they still have hope. This seems to be making things better, that they have hope that the change they want will happen. I'm getting, like, you're a lot happier, like, realizing why they had the reaction they did. I feel like you're looking at the situation like, all right, things are back on track, we're good. You know, crisis averted if you want. I still feel like you're looking at it like it was a small thing. But I feel like the other side, they're like they've been thinking about this for a while, and it was just kind of like it still is. I'm seeing at the end of this, they still want this change, and they're a little despondent about it being pushed off. But at least they have hope about it actually going their way. But you're in a better place because I feel like you're understanding what the problem is. I still feel like you're kind of looking at your partner a little like, okay. I feel like you're still kind of like, all right. Like, you know, I don't know why it has to be that big of a deal, but okay, we could work in that direction. Like, I feel like you're looking at the devil card, like when they had that bad reaction, and you're still kind of questioning, like, is that really why you were upset? Like, is that really what the problem is? Because I feel like when you're the King of Cups here, this is what improves things. You have a broader spectrum in the sense of, like, you're looking at your partner like, all right, it was a minimal thing. You seem to have had a blow up about it. But what else is going on? Like, it doesn't seem like that's all. And I feel like as you're going forward, you have like a closer eye on your partner, and you're trying. And I feel like this is like one of those things where you're like, there has to be more going on below the surface. But I feel like that's just going out of this situation. Like you're just keeping an extra eye open, a wider eye open, whatever you want to say there. You're just keeping an eye on things with your partner because you're like, the way that your partner had a fit about this, you're just looking at it like, that can't be why they were really that mad because they had a lot of pressure behind it. And it might be the pressure of the time, like they're going through a lot or there's a lot going on. Maybe it's hectic. Maybe they were a little bit under the weather. I see that come through a lot in readings. Like people tend to act a little odd and they maybe have a little bit of a shorter temper. Like when you're under the weather, that can happen easily. Especially if you're still pushing yourself at a normal rate that you're used to, but your body's not giving you the energy to back it up. People can get very aggravated, maybe unwarrantedly, in an unwarranted way. There we go. Excuse me. There we go with the body. Excuse me, that's disgusting. Okay. Every time I do these readings, I tell you. Anything else? No, I don't really think that you have anything to worry about. Although I do think it's a smart thing to keep an eye out, just in case. I'm getting a lot of love here. Your partner's very cemented in here. One of the reasons this comes through so freely is because they're very secure with you. That's why I think that's one of the reasons like this devil card showed up, because they feel very secure and safe, and they feel like they can. It's kind of like a safety thing. And you very much love your partner, so I don't see a problem there. I just feel you keeping an extra eye out, just like an extra eye, a closer eye on things. There we go. Just to make sure everything's fine. It could have just been like they were worn down, and it was just because they feel like they can vent when they need to. It had a little bit of extra oomph behind it. Because I still feel like you're looking at the situation like that's so minimal. Why did they have such a negative reaction to it? All right. That's all I got for that part. Let's do the singles. Scorpio single. Scorpio single. Messages for Scorpio single. Empowering information to help them move in a direction they want to go. Scorpio single. Scorpio single. Messages for Scorpio single. Empowering information to help them move in a direction they want to go. Help them see things that are going to help them move forward. Help them see things that they may not have seen otherwise that could cause them issues that they should be aware of. Okay. This is the strongest card right off the bat. This is your thoughts. What is going on with this one? Now, this situation, I'm getting like, you're feeling like this is really kind of a little bit in fantasy, in the sense of like, you're feeling like this came from like it's not built in reality. It's not really coming together like you expected. No, like they expected. Yes. The Justice card, this is very interesting because I feel like you're thinking this is working out exactly how you would expect it to when it doesn't really have a solid foundation to stand on. I guess that's Justice. You're not thinking this comes from a solid foundation. You're not expecting it to go anywhere. You're seeing it work out that way. That's exactly what you're expecting. You're thinking the past is defining where it is. That's the justice of it. Like you think that's fair because there's not a lot of support behind this. So you're thinking that's the justice of the situation. That's how it's working out fairly. There's not a lot of history? No, what do we want to say? Like you don't think this person's really got the something behind them. What is it? We'll come back to this because I feel like they're giving me like things aren't grounded in reality. And because of that, you're expecting things to work out a certain way, and you're thinking that's fair because this isn't your thoughts. Because this isn't grounded, because this is not a solid situation with this other person. You're not expecting it to work out, and you think that's fair because they're not coming from a solid standing. I have to say, it sounds a little strange to me, so I'm sure we'll come back to it. This person, I'm getting like this person is a lot about the fun. I feel like this is a lot about what we're talking about with why you're viewing it this way. This person is about the fun, and that's all it ever is the fun. That's how you're looking at him. Him, her, whoever, they. That's what they're about, is the fun. And you're thinking to yourself, if you're all about the fun, that's all you're ever going to have. Nothing really solid comes from that. There's some work that goes through with this. For that reason, you prefer to keep this person as a friend, and that's all. Because you're looking at him like, yeah, I got into a relationship with this person. I do all the work. They have all the fun. That's okay. That's all right. Now, what is this about? Because it's just, you're coming from this person has been a friend, and that's why they've stayed in the friend zone. I'm getting you're standing with the Magician and the Sword here, the Ace of Swords. Are you pushing this ahead? No. Are they? No. The spontaneous moment. There's something else. Like I'm getting I'm getting travel here, for one thing. Which, I don't know why, but between the two of these cards, I am getting travel. I'm getting you're moving things. I'm getting travel. There's a sense of travel here. What are we talking, though? Are things moving forward? I'm not feeling good with that either. I'm getting a sense of travel strongest here. Now, you seem to be doing something. There's travel involved. Like you're helping somebody and you got to travel a bit to do that. Something is going on here. And you're involved in this situation where you're the one initiating something that's involving some type of travel. Even if it's across town, this has something very much to do with this person. Because I'm getting they're coming towards you again. But I don't feel like they're coming forward in a romantic way. Yet, they are seeing like this is an opportunity. Something involved with travel. It could be just like across town, but like it's almost like if you have to take like almost like for Meals on Wheels or something like that. If you're involved with that and you could use some help, or you need somebody to do this or that, this person is like offering their help. They're seeing this as an opportunity to get close to you. That's the wheel turning in their favor. I'm getting like this, there's something you're doing. It's not in the home. It's like outside. And I'm getting like you're helping somebody or something. There's something you're involved with. And this person sees an opportunity to get involved with this, to get closer to you. And they're doing that. That's interesting. I'm getting travel though. Definitely travel. And you're the initiator. Like you want something to happen here, and they're able to be a part of it. They are. I'm stuck on that for some reason. Now the Six of Wands with the Three of Pentacles are in the center here. I do feel like you're attracted to this person. You're just thinking, you know, fun, fun, fun. This is fun, fun, fun person. This person's all about the fun. Even though they're helping, you're like, yeah, well, you know, they help here and there now and then, but they're mostly about the fun. So even though you're attracted to them, you're kind of staying above it. You're not getting involved with them. But you're also learning more about this person. And I feel like you're liking what you're seeing. This person seems to be helping out with something you're doing that's a beneficial thing to other people, and they're getting involved because they want to get closer to you. Now, you're looking at, this is going forward. This seems to go on for a little while. And I do feel like they're sticking with it. But you're wondering how long they can stick with it. Because they're becoming to be more of a part of this, and they're helping more often. They're helping, their participation is more dedicated than you expected. That's what I'm getting with the page here. Like you weren't expecting them to hold on or be around this long. Going on in the future, you're noticing them hanging around a lot longer than you expected. This seems to be putting you in a weird state, because I'm getting like this is the point where you're like, maybe, you know, this can be something. Maybe I misjudged this person. Not to the point where you're really ready to work on it just yet or move on it, but you're kind of like starting to question it at this point in the future. Because you're like starting to wonder, like, you know what, have I misjudged this person? If push comes to shove, can this person hold up their side? Is this better than I thought? Like, is this person more responsible than I thought? Now, as we come to the end of this reading for you, and I see this is kind of interesting, but you get the Four of Swords with It's Up to You. I feel like you're going to be kind of perplexed in the sense of like, am I really seeing the truth here, or am I just kind of like getting into a moment? Like, are they really able to do this? Is this person better than I viewed them previously? You're really kind of stuck in a conundrum, because you're like, maybe this is worth finding out. Maybe this is worth going a little farther. But part of you is like, you know what? Maybe this is just a moment in time. Maybe it's just like, you know, something they're doing good for now, but not as stable as it might look. With the It's Up to You is the question, like, do you want to give this person a chance or not? Because I feel like that's the thing, and I'm getting like, also, if you do give this person a chance, when the relationship starts, you're going to have to define things and hold to it. This will be one of those relationships where you can't go overboard doing for the other person. If that's in your personality to do that, you have to be careful not to do that, because the other person can get used to that fairly quickly. But if you solidify this in the beginning, with a nice balance of give and take, and you hold strong to that, I feel like this person could be good. I just feel like the whole thing is about setting the tone in the beginning. So it's up to you if you want to do that or not. Clearly, as it would be anyway. And they're telling me in the environment that this person's better than maybe you previously saw, but not to worry in the sense of like their dedication is honest. Like they are that dependable. They can be dependable. I just feel like you maybe haven't had the opportunity to see how dependable this person really can be. But they're saying this is also coming from their side, like they're feeling like this is a good idea. I feel like this person would be very conducive to what you want, as long as you set the rules in the beginning and you stick to them. In the sense of like the give and take balance. Spontaneity is great, and I feel like that's a very strong staple for you. But like the give and take, like you have to make sure like you have them give as much as they take. Okay. Anything else? All right. I think we're good there. I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email. JamesForAstral@gmail.com. James4Astral@gmail.com. Thank you.